Hey, it's Chris from the Smits Brothers, and I'm back. Part 2 of our Essential Core 101 training videos. This time I'm going to show you how to ignite your inner strength with some basic core exercises that require only a mat and some proper awareness. It's time to get you fired up. Four-point tummy vacuum. This basic core exercise trains your body to fire that deep TVA muscle, which is your body's natural girdle. It looks easy, but it can be tricky to master because it involves coordination and it feels counterintuitive. So the key here is going to be awareness and focusing on your breathing and what your tummy is doing. Start by kneeling on your mat, getting onto all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and making sure your spine is in a good neutral alignment. Take a deep breath and make sure your belly button is dropping towards the ground. Exhale and draw your belly button in towards your spine. Hold it tucked in for as long as you comfortably can, and then relax your abdominal wall, allowing your belly button to drop back down towards the ground. Exhale through pursed lips. Inhale through your nose. Repeat this natural breathing pattern for 10 repetitions and then take a rest, making sure that you keep your spine in a neutral alignment throughout the whole exercise. Alternating Supermans. Starting on all fours, draw your belly button in towards your spine and try to keep it pulled in throughout the whole exercise. Initiate the movement by bringing your opposite hand and your opposite knee off the mat at the exact same time. Try to raise your arm and your leg so that it's parallel with the ground, making a straight line between your hand and your foot. Notice how the hips are in a fixed position and the spine remains in a neutral alignment. This exercise requires a lot of core stability, so if you notice that you're flopping around, regroup, draw your belly button in, stabilize, and continue. Perform this exercise for 20 reps total, 10 on each side, then rest. Reverse Cobras. Start by laying face down on your mat. Bring your hands right beside your hips, keeping your palms facing the sky and your head slightly pulled off the mat. Initiate the movement by rotating your hands, pulling your shoulder blades together, and slightly raising your chest. Make sure your feet stay on the ground and your head remains in a neutral position. You can see how your upper back postural muscles are really getting worked in this exercise. These are the muscles that are going to hold your shoulders back and allow you to stand up tall. Complete 15 controlled reps and then take a rest. Single leg, lower ab raises. Start by laying on your mat with your hands by your hips, feet on the ground, and your knees bent at 90 degrees. Flatten your back to your mat by rotating your tailbone towards the ceiling and drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Raise one foot off your mat until your thigh is perpendicular to the ground. Lower the leg back to the ground and repeat the movement with the other leg. The key to this exercise is going to be continually trying to keep your lower back flat on the mat. So you might have to readjust, reposition your tailbone by rotating it up towards the ceiling and drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Once you're able to perform 20 reps total, 10 on each side, then you can progress to the double leg lower ab raise. Same setup as the single leg ab raises, except this time you're going to use your hands in the ground to stabilize a little bit more. Keep that back flat to the mat and your belly button drawn in towards your spine. Try to execute 10 to 15 perfect repetitions. If you notice your lower back is arching and raising off the mat, go back to the single leg lower ab raises. Glute figure 4. Lying on your mat, cross your hands and let your forehead rest on top of them. Bring your knee out to the side and your foot behind your opposite thigh. Keeping your hips level to the ground, initiate the movement by squeezing your butt and bringing your knee slightly off the ground. Lower the knee back to the ground and try not to pause during your transition. This subtle exercise targets an area that's often neglected but very important in creating a stable core. You should be able to perform 10 to 15 reps of these before you can rest. Modified side bridge. Start by laying on your mat with your elbow underneath your shoulder, hand flat on the ground, and your knees bent at 90 degrees. Initiate the movement by driving through your knees and your elbow and keeping your torso nice and tight and your posture nice and tall. Hold your body steady in this position for 10 to 30 seconds on each side. If that's too easy, progress to the more advanced full side bridge. This time line your mat with your legs extended and your feet together. Keeping your elbow underneath your shoulder, your hand flat on the ground. Drive through your elbow and your feet at the same time, raising your hips off the ground and creating a nice tall body. Try to stabilize and limit the movement for 10 to 30 seconds on each side. Perform this basic core conditioning routine 3 times a week with 48 hours between your workouts. Commit for 1 month to ignite your inner strength, and you'll have created a foundation that will last a lifetime.